The subject detection and corresponding focus tracking technologies on the Canon EOS R3 open entirely new ways to automate the decades-old process of using an autofocus camera. But even with these exciting possibilities, there are going to be situations where a photographer simply prefers to be able to work with one AF point or AF area and be able to manually move it about the viewfinder or LCD screen. On the Canon EOS R5 camera, the 8-way multi-controller is a huge asset, allowing freedom to manually move the AF area upon a desired subject and to do so rapidly with positive action and almost no lag time or delay. The top-of-the-line EOS 1DX Mark III introduced another way to manually move AF points or areas to different parts of the scene, the Smart Controller, an optical pointing device that you simply touch, and slight movement of your thumb along its surface moves the AF points smoothly and almost seamlessly across the frame. The Canon EOS R3 puts both controls within easy reach of photographers and videographers. Positioned on the back of the camera, within easy reach of the user's right thumb, there are actually two sets of these controls. One pair for horizontal shooting and a separate pair for vertical shooting. Please note that unlike the EOS 1D series cameras, the vertical controls are turned on or off in the EOS R3's custom functions menu. It's not a rotating switch as on the 1D series. Let's look at the 8-way multi-controller first. Quick, positive AF point movement in fine steps is the hallmark of the Canon multi-controller. Think of the multi-controller as a joystick that can quickly move AF points horizontally, vertically, or diagonally across the frame. Push it straight in and you instantly move to the center of the frame. And it can be used for menu navigation as well. By default, the EOS R3 has the multi-controller active for direct AF point selection. This means that if the camera is awake, just nudge the multi-controller and AF points will immediately respond. You can disable the direct access in the Customize Buttons area of the Custom Functions menu if you're worried about inadvertent AF point movement. You then must first press the AF point select button, you don't need to hold that button in, and then the multi-controller can move your AF points. The first thing to notice about the Smart Controller is that it's labeled AF on. Press it straight in and you have back button AF. By default, direct AF point movement with the Smart Controller is disabled. You have to first press the AF point select button, then run your thumb along the Smart Controller's surface. This is an effective guard against accidental AF point movement. But if you prefer to use the Smart Controller directly, again, the Customize Buttons menu will let you change to direct AF point selection with it. Having two effective and distinct controls for AF point positioning can be an asset for all photographers, but especially for those who prefer to dictate where their active AF area is within the frame. For Canon U.S.A., I'm Rudy Winston.